Okay, this is a stack for Stacks 2, and Stacks 2 is in turn itself a plugin for RapidWeaver 5 and 6. If you don't know what Stacks 2 is and you don't know what RapidWeaver is, I have reviewed both of those pieces of software previously. Typography is a suite of stacks, not just one stack, but a suite of stacks designed to give you maximum control of your website's text. So mainly its style, and also create fancy headers as well as buttons. And I would like to point out straight away that its buttons is not an afterthought, it's not a basic feature, it is quite a full-featured button creator for your website. And I don't know what other stacks really are available in a way of creating fancy custom buttons for your website, but this one is good because not only does it contain other stacks for creating your text and your headers, it is a full-featured button maker in itself, and I think that's probably its main selling point actually. So let's have a look at the website. You can see here it says that it contains stacks of headers, text, buttons, code, font importing, and a core stack. The core stack is used for setting up global commands to help avoid repetitive and redundant coding, saving time and creating consistency. This is the type of headers and stuff you can create. Custom fonts, import custom fonts from Font Squirrel or Google Web Fonts, etc. Examples. Here's some examples of a few headers like neon and emboss. Here's some buttons that you can create. Like I say, it has lots of options for buttons. It's not a afterthought or whatever, it is a full-featured button creator. I'm not going to read all of this. You can have a look at the website yourself, and it costs about $20. So now we've had a quick look at the website, we'll have a look at the plugins themselves. By the way, this is created by a developer called One Little Designer, who I have reviewed some of his stacks previously. Okay, now of course you will need to use this on a stacks page, so you will need to have a page that you've created by going to add stacks, and you will need stacks 2 or 3 when it's released. Stacks 3 is in private beta testing, I believe. But anyway, once you have a stacks page, you can go here like creating any other stack, find the developer, in this case One Little Designer, and you see things like Font Awesome, Icebox, which is an image box for your gallery, your photo gallery, Responsive Grids, which I've also reviewed previously to create fluid responsive grids and columns. Simple Divider creates basically a horizontal rule, which is a free plugin by the same person. And here we have our stacks from Typography. As you can see, this is the wrapper for your typography stacks. This is the core. You also then have text. You then have font importer, buttons, code display stack for typography core, and you have your headers. So let's start by dragging in the core. Okay, place font importers here, and let's have a look to the right. Not much here. You can set it up as what type of wrap do you want, and it does use HTML5. It doesn't use the old HTML4. You can set it up as a div, which if you know your HTML, you'll know what a div is. A HTML5 section, article, A side, main, header, or footer. Let's just create a div to put the whole lot in. You can then tick or untick global styling. You can select text color, header color, unique header colors, and have different header colors for the different type of header sizes, such as a header size 3, size 6, which is a very neat, handy option. It shows just how customizable this plugin stack is. You can even customize individual header styles. Link color, link hover color, link decorations. You got inherent, none, underline, bold, italic, hover, same options, and font size controls. You can tick this and untick it if you don't want it. Then if you have it ticked, you get your options here, such as the font size of header 1, header 2 in pixels, font size in general in pixels. Let's untick that, and let's take, well, no, hold on, let me tick that, and let me show you. You also have line height controls, which adds it down here, and responsive font sizes. I would personally make sure you have responsive font sizes turned on. Okay, now let's see what else we can do here. Let's put in a header, because this is something you're probably going to do a lot if you have this plugin. You've got to create fancy headers. So basically double click and type in whatever you want the header to say. Let's actually just be boring and call it header 1. Okay, now let's preview. There we go, here it is down below, header 1. Very basic. Now that you could do without this plugin, so let's take a look at why you want this plugin for the headers. Scroll down. Okay, we can select a header. Do we want a header size 3, 2, 1, 6? 1 you would probably be, let me show you. You probably want header 1 up here, and then header 3 would be more your sections, breaking up the page into sections. So let's actually leave it at header 3. You can do your alignment here. Now, being a header, a lot of the time, let's say you're going to want it centered. Font weight, so how heavy do you want it? Let's just show you. I think it's best if I just do it to demonstrate. Basically, that's how bold it is. But instead of just saying bold on, bold off, you can specify its weight and make it more precise. So let's just put it at, say, 500. Stretch, vertical, horizontal, skew, so you can even skew the angle. Let's actually just, again, demonstrate to show you what it actually looks like. There you go. You can, like I say, this is very, very customizable. Rotation, override global colors if you need to. Turn text shadow on. Yeah, let's have that. The text shadow color, blur radius. Let's put something like 5 in. Well, that looks terrible. Okay. Custom font inherit or whatever. Fluid text, I think that's a good idea to have fluid text on, and then you get some options for that, such as the minimal font size you want in pixels and the maximum. You can turn on circle headers. You can reverse the angle, fluid again here. You can have a marquee effect. Now it says marquee activated. Wrap marquee text in quotes and highlight all text and turn off auto formatting in RapidWeaver with Command Plus. To add extra messages, separate them with commas and wrap in text. So you can create a marquee effect. And then we have down here header themes. You have neon, emboss, or overlap. It says neon theme recommends the font Satisfy here, and it tells you where to get it. Let's just turn this off. But the couple things I will recommend with this is I would like to see more themes, because there isn't a big option here. I'd like more header themes. And I think header theme, and this is just my personal preference, but I think header theme should be near the top here. But yeah, they do have a few themes you can pick from if you want as well. So lots of options here. Let's just move on now to the next one. Well, let's just actually delete this out of the way so it isn't in the way. Let's go here and let's have a look at some of the others. Text. So this, as you can see, is for a large body of text, not just a header. Let's just leave it as the default so we have a nice big body of text there ready to go. Then we can scroll down. Do you want the HTML wrapper to be a P tag, which is a paragraph tag? Do you want it to be block quotes? Do you want it to be an address that you maybe put on your about page? Do you want it details or just a regular old div? If you're doing a big body of text like this, say like a big body of text about yourself in your about page, you're probably going to want to stick with paragraph. You have alignment here as well. Layout, standard or columns. And you can adjust the columns here and the column gap, rule size, rule color, blah, blah, blah. Basically, you get the idea there. Let's have it on standard. You can override the global colors. Stretch, horizontal, vertical, and the amount. You can put drop caps on. See preview for live example. Now, turn that off a second. We can put fluid text on. and this should change fine for that. Now let's turn fluid off a minute to get it out of the way. You have letter spacing on and set your distance and amount. You can put your text shadow on as well, though you're probably not going to use text shadow on a big body of text as much as you're going to if you use it on a header. On a header, you're probably quite often going to want to use text shadow, though it depends upon the style you want to go for. But you're probably not going to want to put it on this much anyway. Color for the shadow, let's put it as black. You probably going to want your shadows black. There you go. Very 3D looking, but let's turn that off. And custom font here, this is where you adjust your custom font. Let's move on. This here is a font importer. Google Web Fonts can be found at google.com/fonts, or a recommended source for custom fonts is also Font Squirrel. And there are other services as well, not just Font Squirrel, but those are the two there that are mentioned. So, do we want to import from Google or another source? Let's say we want to be importing from Google. What you do is the entire HTML string beginning with link. So when you go to their website, I'm not going to be doing a big tutorial here on Google Fonts, but if you go to Google Fonts, when you find the font you want, there will be a link that starts with link, like that, and you find that and you paste it down in here. Now, custom font is a little bit different. We have here, enter the name of the file, ignoring any extensions. Name all files the same and place it in the resources over here. So you drag your resource font on, then you give it the font, what is the font file name and what do you want to name it. So you give it the file name of the font here, which would be over here in the resources, and that's it. It's actually very simple to use your own custom font, not just Google Web Fonts. Okay, let's delete that. What else do we have here? Well, we have buttons, we have code, we have headers. Well, we've done headers, so let's put in code. Now I've dropped on the code. What this is, if you're maybe making a blog post describing like maybe a tutorial on HTML or whatever, and you want to display HTML code while the browser trying to actually use that code, you can then display it using this. Let me show you. Preview. Here's some code with a list. As you can see, it's a list using LI and UI. Well, this should take effect normally as a piece of code, but instead this plugin has listed it so it's readable to the user, which is good. Now, if we go down here, basically you have brushes. Basically, what type of code are you wanting to show the user? Is it CSS? Is it HTML? Is it Ruby code? Is it Java code? JavaScript? Let's say it's HTML. And what type of theme do you want? Let's leave it on default and show you again. There. Now, if we use a theme, Django, Eclipse, Emacs, fade to grey, midnight, R dark, and MD ultra. Let's leave it on default. You can also select first line 1, highlight lines 0, you can include a gutter and auto links on or off. So this is something the average user may not use much, but if you are creating a tutorial website about HTML or JavaScript or Java or Ruby or whatever, this is really, really handy. Let's delete this now. And last but not least, we have buttons, which is perhaps the most powerful feature, I think, in these stacks. Okay, we have buttons inserted. We can center them, left or right align. We can use a custom font. We can have a font size, let's say like 15 pixels. You can have the width as a percentage or not, and adjust that. Might help with the responsiveness of it. Various other paddings and margins and border size and border radius here. Advanced border radius, add font awesome if you want. There are a few themes which you have here: squishy, ribbon, glass, and alerts. Let's just have it as custom. On custom, we can have the transition speed, we can have opacity or transparency, we can have a transparent background or not. We can have a background as an image and insert our own image here for your button. We have the button color, border. We can adjust the font awesome color as well. We can add a text shadow. We can add a border shadow. We can rotate. We can change the hover and the active effects. Like I say, it's a full-featured website button creator in its own right. So do I recommend this stack? Yes, it's a little bit more of a pricey stack. It was one of the pricier ones, but that's because it does a lot of different things, has lots of customizability. It's very customizable. There's tons and tons of options of colors and sizes and padding and width, and you can create fancy headers. You can have more control over your fonts and your text, as well as having a full-featured, very customizable button creator for your website. So I do recommend it. I recommend you go check out the website. The link will be in the description. And thanks for watching. Please like and share this video. And if you could do me a huge favor and subscribe, as it only take a few seconds and will help me out a lot. Thanks.